Hello.
How you doing?
I'm. What is that? I don't know what that leaves me with. Hey.
You want to scoot in just a little bit here. Hi, this is Lori.
This is Peter.
And this is Hamilton.
And we are back with Action Heroes LA. Almost messed that up. A subsidiary of Heroes Character Rental Service, doing our latest movie review. This time an oldie but a greatie. Way back from 1968.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
it was 68.
Yeah.
Yes.
The horror classic Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
A film directed by, I can't think
By
of it.
George Romero.
George Romero, and I have no notes for this. I've had a busy weekend.
Yeah, no
Sorry,
worries.
but I would love to.
I probably should start off by
saying. Yeah, why
saying.
don't you start off, Ham? Let me find my phone so I can look up some stuff.
No problem. I've been a fan of this film since I first saw it when I was in high school, and I knew going into it. I'd heard the name, and I just wanted to see it, and it lived up to my whatever expectations I might have had. But it's a favorite film of mine, I guess. I think we all, if anyone who's seen it knows, it has a black protagonist as one of the main heroes, which is interesting because that's kind of an idea that was ahead of its time for this film. I think when people think of this film, they don't think of schlocky or low budget. They think of really this film is creative and it's well made and well thought out, and it definitely has the elements of horror, but it's more it feels like something real that's happening as you're watching it. And so I'll let you guys talk about it as well.
I gotta get myself. Well, I just wanted to say it's starring Dwayne Jones as the black guy. And there's not really too many named people: Judith O'Dea, Carl Hardman, Marilyn Passman, but Tony Todd. Hey, Candyman.
Oh wow!
Was he in this? I
don't know. I don't remember unless he was a zombie. I don't remember him.
Judith
There's only one black guy.
So this was kind of a low budget 1968 movie. Low budget black and white movie done in the 60s, and there's a lot of that. But it's pretty inventive with how they do the zombies and effects, and it's not so scary now, but it is amusing. It is amusing for the fact that the hero is a black man, and it doesn't fall for, the joke is, if there's a black character in a horror movie, that's the one that's going to get killed first.
Right.
But until Jordan Peele came along, that was the usual thing.
Right.
And so to see him, he ends up, spoiler alert, being the last survivor. Is really makes this movie very interesting from that standpoint. Peter, did you want to give a few words about it?
Yeah, because this movie was sort of groundbreaking in another movie with the title Night in it, In the Heat of the Night.
Okay.
Sidney Poitier actually slapped a white guy.
Okay.
Okay. This black guy actually beats the crap out of a white guy.
I wanted to get to this too.
And that's something that back then didn't happen.
No, I think, one of the amusing things about this film is he gets to slap around a lot of white people without much consequence until maybe the end.
Yeah, right. And he goes, and I'm the boss.
Right, he's in charge. He's the only one that's making any sense. Everybody's hysterical and making all these crazy. I still think it's hilarious. Is he's telling his story? He finds the white girl who's lost her brother at the cemetery. What was her name? Helen or something? I forget.
No, her name was Barbara.
Barbara,
I know it's Barbara
because the line
they're coming
to get you, Barbara. Exactly. So I got her. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember that. But he's he meets up with her. She found a house. She ran away to a house, and he comes in there and he starts boarding up the place and like, we gotta protect herself. And he tells this whole story. He's like, I ran into 50 or 60 of them at a gas station and I ran away. She ran into one and lost it. She's like, it was like, bitch. Get your shit together. We gotta fight these fucking zombies. So it just.
I think this film has the intelligence.
You know she lost it because she crashed the GTO.
Oh yeah, no, she just let the GTO go.
Oh no,
she just abandoned ship on that.
But you know, she did lose her brother. But it's kind of I don't know if it's an interesting commentary on like
I think this
dealing
film,
with the amount of trauma black people have to deal with all the time, and like, we just handle the business, and you know, one little thing white people.
I want to get this in. I think this.
I shouldn't say that. That's not fair.
I think this film has the intelligence to kill this character at the end and makes an interesting statement. You know.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Do you want to get to that now?
I mean, no.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't have to.
I want to get to that because
in
how they presented that ending too is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have? I'm sorry, because I kind of interrupted you expressing what you wanted to say about the movie, though, Peter. Like just about him slapping around white people was kind of like.
No, I never thought about that. To be honest,
but overall, I just
that's
thought
why you love it.
It was just a good movie.
Yeah,
it was fun as a kid.
Right.
I loved to watch this movie.
Right.
Not because of any social commentary.
Right.
It was
that's true. It's just entertaining.
Good zombie movie.
Yeah.
But finding out through you and Hamilton, it's a more or less an independent film that somebody, if they did that movie today, they would film it on their phone.
Right, probably would. That's a good point.
It's a totally independent film, and it has an interesting story about how it got made. But it looks like one thing I want to mention is this film. I love watching this film because it looks like it was really fun to make, and yet, it's when I talk about a film being entertaining. This is what I'm talking about. It's like it's not a frivolous little like just throwaway B movie. It's well thought out and well conceived, and the script is interesting. It's got interesting characters, but it's low budget. It's it's almost like very low budget, but it's classic.
But you know one thing, even as a kid, I didn't notice until this time when we watched it. They got a naked white woman on.
I've seen that. Like that makes sense. She would be coming out of a morgue or something.
Butt naked.
I love details like that.
But that's great. Rather than because now films, they all kinds of makeup or CGI and stuff like that. They make a move like superhuman or something like that. These are just regular people zombies, you know, moving kind of like, but they're coming to eat you.
Right.
So you still got to protect yourself. They don't have superhuman strength or anything. They can rock around butt naked. But they're coming to get you. It's still, and it was refreshing to kind of watch that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because you do have to figure, okay, well, these are freshly dead people. They haven't been buried yet, so they had been in the mortuary. So at some point, some people are dressed and some are not.
That is a good point, because I think they even reference something that
so
the whole logic of it, because again, it's their.
I like the scene, you guys, when he's boarding up the doors and stuff on the windows, and it's like you feel that tension of like, he's gotta get this place secured because these zombies or whatever are gonna come in. But I mean, it's just it's a fun film at the end of the day. It's not rocket science maybe, but I think George Romero is one of my favorite filmmakers because I've seen a lot of his films, and it amazes me like that people don't talk about some of his films.
Yeah, I gotta he's a well-known name, but I can't think of any of his other films.
Other than his zombie movies.
If it is true that black people talk to the screen, they would talk throughout this movie.
This film had a lot to talk about.
When they were boarding up the windows, they decided to kind of not really board up the bottom part of the window where the zombies would come through.
Okay, yeah.
They boarded up the top really well.
Yeah.
But where the zombies could reach their hands through, they left that open.
Right.
But hey, it
it's a low budget movie.
Right,
It
right.
was like, yeah, I think they missed a couple windows in this scene. I don't know if they're upstairs. Maybe they weren't worried about zombies climbing.
I wouldn't have worried about zombies climbing.
So it's
right. Well, you know,
yeah, lots of dead movies he's in. Yeah.
There's a film he has in particular that no one ever talks about called Martin. And I thought that's another example of a brilliant film that's like a drive-in type movie film. It's about this person he's supposed to be a real vampire, but they handle it in a very like matter-of-fact way. So it makes you think about the intricacies of what it would be for someone to be a vampire, and
there's
have to
no
live that
such thing as a vampire named Martin. There's Martians named Martin.
Right. Okay.
Well,
You just haven't seen the movie, Peter. That's
but yeah, no, you guys.
that would have been wrong.
I like his later zombie films, like the Dawn of the Dead, and you know it's totally low budget and it's totally looks horrible in retrospect, but it's brilliant in the sense that it takes place in like a shopping mall, and you see like there's scenes where the zombies walking around in the mall, and you realize he's like making social commentary. I know you say you're not watching it for the social commentary, but he's like making commentary about like shopping and consumerism.
Consumerism,
and stuff.
right? You know,
and people are like flying around in a helicopter and stuff. It's just I don't know, like they really created a niche that wasn't there before.
Too?
No, they weren't. They were the heroes of the movie. But you know, he took
zombie
this.
helicopter fire.
He took this concept and like recreated it in a new way. You know, for
Take
different.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
Sorry, you know.
No worries. And then the film after that, the Day of the Dead. I mean, each of these films is like they take this concept and they make it better. You know, that's what I like about George Romero. He never made a boring film that I know of.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to, because we watched this movie the first time I saw it maybe 20 years ago or something like that.
I'm glad.
And
I didn't know.
So
I didn't remember
when you brought it up
it
again, it's like I know I've seen it, but it's been so long. I just remember the black guy surviving to the end. That's all I could. So I was happy to watch it again, and in particular, I was happy to watch it again because I watched Tales from the Tour Bus about George Clinton.
Right.
And they happen to be on tour. This is George Clinton of Parliament Funkadelic, the funk groups from the 1970s.
Yeah.
They happen to be on tour through rural Pennsylvania, and they have one guy in the group who used to like to take back roads as shortcuts. So, and of course they were high because they're musicians, and it's George Clinton, come on. And it's Parliament Funkadelic, who are like out there in the first place. And they happened to take a back road, and they thought they were tripping bad. They saw some zombies. They said he was just screaming in the car, like, get us out of here. And it turns out they came across the production of this movie. Is why they saw zombies. And I thought that was the most hilarious thing. Watch Tales of the Tour Bus on Showtime and watch that story. It's
I think
so
that's
funny.
Another reason to love this film, because I was thinking about that when we were watching
the whole
scene of them walking around outside, and like that's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad we watched this movie. It was just I haven't watched it in a while. It's one of those films I try to watch every few years, you know, because it has a place in my heart, I guess.
So yeah, so that's don't you know our we're in a garage. Crickets. It's summertime. We have crickets in the garage. So, but it sets the mood for this review. So any final words on? And let's talk about the ending. The ending scene. So spoiler alert. The black guy survives. Everybody else that ends up in the house that he's trying to protect. They all get killed. And it's now the dawn has come, and the rescue has come. The people, with the guns and all that, are shooting up the zombies and in the dawn. Yeah. And they see him, and they shoot him
Right.
and throw him on a pile of zombies.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, so
it's
he
not
ends up-
even like necessarily that it's a social commentary, but it's
But I think it is because the end credits
Right.
after he gets shot, they're just like photographs of him lying
right.
there dead,
That's
shot,
right. That-
and
exactly.
it reminded me of like lynching photos.
Ex-
If you've
exactly,
seen it,
exactly.
and it was
It's
kind of like
just a-
wow,
yeah.
you know. And
Piece of
it's
meat.
just kind of it's just the one guy, and you have the one guy, black guy, who for
But
a change survives, and the crew that comes to the rescue are the ones that shoots him, that kills him, and stuff, which is like, yeah, we got.
But
That
I-
sounds about
I like
how
the
it
way
goes.
I like the way the ending can be interpreted the way
Yeah, I guess you
wanna
can.
interpret
Yeah,
it, you
it
know.
is. Yeah,
It's
but
not
that
like
kind
a
of like,
Hulu.
yeah. I don't know if they were
It's
trying to
trying
make a
to be bold
social
or something.
commentary. Sometimes the way those photographs were grainy and framed him
I took
lying
it
there
personally.
looking like, yeah.
Like I said, I thought it was a brilliant way to end the film, and yeah, the fact that he was a black hero and he doesn't survive and all of that. But then at the same time, I took it as just like a matter of fact, like, you know, you can survive through this and get killed by the rescue party,
Yeah.
and like they just like showed him being bagged up, you know, at the end
Yeah.
as
yeah.
a kind of like, you know, no, it's grim, you know, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Well, you know, I also thought of that as how good that was,
Yeah.
because him getting killed
Mhm.
means, oh yeah, we're not thinking about the white and black thing.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Which is okay, yeah.
that's kind
Whoever,
of you can
there's
interpret
a
it different
survivor,
ways.
kill him,
Yeah.
boom, and then it's
It's like, you know, where there's just zombies crawling around. Whoever's in the
Yeah.
way gets.
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, the
Did they
truth
kill
is,
another guy? They killed one of the white guys too, though. Did they?
No,
They didn't-
everybody
else was killed
the-
by zombies.
Yeah, well,
Except-
they went around just killing zombies, and they just happened to be all white.
No, I'm just saying there was one of the guys in the house. Did he get killed by the rescue party too?
I
No,
believe-
no. As far as I
I
remember,
believe everyone else. I think
Everyone
everyone
else
else
got
got
killed by
killed.
zombies.
Yeah,
yeah.
And-
but I think they did enough just having this black character as a main.
yeah,
protagonist.
back then, that
they didn't
I
have
mean,
to do more
that
than
was
that.
so revolutionary. They didn't do it for another 50 years. You know,
Yeah.
basically. You know?
And they won't do it for another 50 years.
Well,
maybe, I
no,
don't
we
know,
have a
I'm
lot
joking.
of black filmmakers now who
Yeah.
are putting in the horror genre in particular,
Right.
telling these stories from the black perspective, or centering, and like they say, putting
Right.
black people in the center of the frame, as like somebody like Little Marvin would say.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's Night of the Living Dead.
Not a living
George
dead.
Romero. It's actually on. You can find a copy on YouTube to watch for free. And Hamilton, you mentioned this. It's hard to find a good copy of this
Yeah, because it doesn't
it's in
have
public
a copyright.
domain.
Yeah,
it doesn't-
exactly.
It's not a
And
copyrighted
people,
film.
every little DVD company out there puts out a version, and some are
I've seen
cheap.
some colorized. Even.
Yeah, some are very
Yeah.
cheap. Like I was telling you, Laurie, there's like in the opening scene, you got the car going down the road, and then all of a sudden, I have a copy. It like jumps like about 5 frames ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So whatever print they got was that.
I would recommend anyone looking for a
You,
copy
you
of this
sure it's
film.
not because it was GTO?
It has like you hit the turbo button.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I would recommend. There's there's definitely the Criterion version that's available, but I think there's like a Japanese Blu-ray that's really good, and I think there's a there's that magazine
Fangoria or something like that.
Fangoria.
Well,
I
is
think
that
there's a
still
Fangoria. No, I don't know. Maybe
I
someone
don't
bought
know.
the name, and
Oh,
I don't
man.
know. But it's
That
but
goes
or
way.
maybe
That
they,
takes me way back.
but there's that's the version I think we watched,
And
the
Starlog.
Fangoria
Those
DVD
magazines.
release or whatever,
Okay.
and it's good. You know.
Oh, is that the version we
You
watched?
know, the first
Yeah.
Spider-Man was fantastic story, I think.
Oh, the comic.
Yeah.
Well, on
now-
that note,
And now you know.
on that note, y'all.
All right.
I think
we
we
out.
said everything we possibly could say about this movie. So,
we out like a black man being chased by zombies.
There you go.
there you
We
go.
out.
I like that.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, can't stop it.
No worries. I like that, Laurie.